Hey there, crafty friends. I wanted to show you how we can transform this wooden pumpkin that I got from the Dollar Tree into a nice fall decor piece. Can be perfect for fall, for Thanksgiving. Just a fun little design that we're going to throw on here, and we're going to keep it pretty basic. I'm going to paint the front of it with this matte finish chalk paint ivory. I did get this from the I wanted to say it was from the Dollar General, but it might have been the Dollar Tree, you guys. I can't remember now. I shared when I purchased it where I got it from, and now I cannot remember. Oh, well. Anyway, it's basic art skills. I feel like that's Dollar Tree. We're just going to put some of it right on the wood form, and I'm going to use part of an auto sponge that I got from Dollar Tree. Look, that's like way too much, y'all. Look at that. It just came glubbing out. And I like this color because it says it's ivory. So it's kind of like it actually has like a hint of pink in it, which, you know, maybe a lot of people wouldn't like that, but it's kind of like an off-white. It's a neutral. I didn't want to use just the basic wood color. I wanted to add a little bit of something to it, but because it's not, you know, oh shoot, I should take that off. Because it's just the wood. Sorry, I know I have my light affixed where I'm putting a shadow on here, you guys. I'm sorry. Where I have the light, I apologize. I do have it on both sides, but it's just kind of making a shadow. I'm going to try to flip it around a little bit. But I just feel like this is just going to give it a different tone than just that plain wood. If you don't mind the wood, then just leave it the way it is. You can still do this exact same project with any of our transfer stencils, just on the plain wood. We just suggest that you use yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm having trouble processing my words tonight. Words seem to be hard tonight. Just make sure you use our surface wax because wood is, you know, porous, it's uneven, and you don't want our transfer stencils to pick up any like little splinters or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it kind of without the quote unquote brush strokes, you know, from the sponge, but I'm going to go in the way of the, that the pumpkin would look. I don't know how much of that's going to show up, but just in case it does, it won't look too unnatural. I am very quickly going to take this off. I'm not even sure I'm going to use this. I'm not sure I'll use this. I may find one of my fun fall ribbons to tie through here instead, just take it up a notch. And honestly, when I get done, I'm probably going to Mod Podge the back. I'm not going to show that today, but when I finish it, I will take a picture of it and I'll post it along with this video. But, oh, now I got a piece of fuzz I did not want on there. Get off there. But I think we might be okay with just one coat. Now, it's going to be completely up to you. If you want to paint your stem another color, what I would suggest, what I might go grab, is I think I'm gonna hit this with a dryer, okay, because it is paint. So it is chalk paint, so that means it does dry a little faster. But I am going to hit it with a dryer and speed that up. But I think we might just be able to do one coat since we're not covering a dark background. So bear with me just a moment. Okay, so I got some bronze. Actually, I thought I had bronze and I could not find it anywhere. I could have sworn I had a bronze paint, acrylic paint. I don't know where it is. So we're going to go with this one instead. This is hazelnut. It is Waverly, obviously. You can see chalk paint. Let me see if I can adjust this down a little bit more so it won't get so much shadow. And we're going to do that up here on the stem because I want it to be a pretty neutral background because we're going to use this gorgeous hay pumpkin color for the design on the front. And then I will find a coordinating napkin to Mod Podge on the back. I have not used this for a while. I hate when this does this. I'm going to throw that away. I hate when those lids, do y'all hate when that happens? When the lids get soggy and stuff. And look, that one almost looks like it has kind of mildewy. Ooh. On the thing, at least, on the little paper thing that's on the lid. I don't like that at all. But the paint looks fine. It has been a while since I've used this paint. We're just going to use the brush and put it on there. And I'm okay if it's kind of streaky because, you know, it's supposed to look like a pumpkin stem. I even thought about grabbing like one of the greens, but I think I'm just going to go with this hazelnut. This is usually a good color for like a gingerbread and stuff. I have used this color for gingerbread. So we're just going to kind of have some fun with it. And like I said, I don't mind if we have some brush strokes in it because then it'll kind of make it look like it's been on a vine, right? And I'm just going to do, pretty sure I'm just going to do the one coat. Okay, so I dried it all the way, and then I decided to take what was left on my paintbrush, put it on my baby wipe, and just kind of go around the edges to give it a little bit of shading, just to give it a little bit more dimension around the edges. I didn't even add any extra paint on here. I just kind of pulled it off of my paintbrush, just to give it a little bit of something extra. And the baby wipe just makes it so it's kind of more like a stain than it is anything else. You could also use like a distressed ink and just kind of go around it if you wanted, just to give it a little bit more character as well. Now that I have done that, the first thing I'm going to do is take this piece of napkin, and I'm just going to kind of go over it just to make sure there aren't any, like, I almost like to sand it a little bit, like lightly sand it with just paper. And now I'm going to take my surface wax. This is available in my online shop. And I am going to apply a layer. Whenever you're using our transfer stencils on wood or on a painted object, which obviously this is both, we do highly suggest that you use surface wax on it to seal it and protect it. So basically that just makes it so that the paint won't get pulled up by the transfer stencil, and it also fills in the pores a little bit, because, you know, I say pores, it's not really pores, you know, just the valleys and ridges a little bit on wood, since it is a porous material. Now this will be a, you know, this is not a reusable surface. This is a done deal. Once we've done it, the only way to undo it would be to sand it down and repaint it or whatever like that. So this is a done deal once we're done. But I just applying a thin layer of wax. Might have looked like I was doing a lot, but I really am not. It's very thin. And get the lid on that. And then I'm going to use the other side that I didn't have the wax on, just to kind of smooth it in, buff it in a little bit, make sure I don't have any clumps. Make sure that it's pushed into the wood seam. So we're all good to go. And then now what we'll do is we'll take this transfer stencil. Now I've used this several times. I did it on a cutest little apron. I've done it on a couple different projects in years past. And this is actually an old transfer from a couple years ago. But that's the cool thing about our transfer stencils is, number one, they work for, you can use them year after year after year. Whatever different project idea comes to mind, you can use it over and over and over again. And then also the other thing that's cool about it is that they're sticky, self-adhesive, and they hold up really well, especially if you take good care of them, clean them like you're supposed to, store them like you're supposed to on their backer sheets. All right, now I'm going to try, I know this is kind of like it's kind of in a circular, because this was made to go on an actual pumpkin shape, like a small, kind of like a chubby or a shelf sitter type pumpkin. So that's why it's kind of, the words are cut off, etc. But I am going to do it just right here in the middle of the design, and, or of this particular shape, sorry, because it does, you can use it any way you think of it. You know, you think outside the box. So I'm just going to smooth it down. I did not fuzz it or anything like that, because I already waxed it, and this transfer has been used before. And I'll tell you the other thing. So right now, because the wax is still kind of fresh, oh, if I can find it, dang, I'm not sure where it is. I was going to find my placement tape. I'm not finding it, but if you find that I'm going to just use, actually, here we go. I am just going to use a little bit of my placement tape to kind of hold this in place, just because the wax, usually we suggest you let it cure for about 20 minutes, but since we are doing this live as a project, I did not do that. So I'm just going to do that to help hold it in place. And when I start, I'm going to work from the middle and go out. If this was my first time using this transfer and it was super sticky the very first time, then I wouldn't have to even do that, what I just did. And I'm just going to grab one of my squeegees, and we're going to do this all in the one color. You see what how that bright pumpkin color? Sorry, I'm trying to find a small squeegee, and all the ones I'm grabbing are bigger than what I want. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take it right out of the jar. And this color, not sure if it's still available or not. I know this transfer isn't, but you could do this with any of our transfer designs. Okay, and you're just going to go from, I'm going to work from the, ooh, I got a big old clump. So this is just chalk paste, which is just wet chalk. And we're just going to, I'm just working like from the middle out. And there's 3 little dots there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do those or not. We'll see. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll even do a few more. I might even get a paint marker and go around and do a little bit of a detailing on the outside when I'm done, just to add a little more interest to this, since it's a little handmade design. It's just a fun idea for fall. You can work the whole fall season. It could just work for Thanksgiving. You could even put this, you know, if you have a wreath for your front door, you could even hang this in the middle of the wreath. I I think that would look really neat. I'm not a wreath person. I usually do something else hanging on my door. So some kind of painted design or a banner or something like that. So right now I just have a handmade garden flag, and I have a certain kind of holder that I can put it on that is made to hang on any kind of hook, as opposed to like a garden flag holder. It's like a bar, a wooden bar with some kind of twine or something that's attached to the edges, and it's made for holding garden flag size decor. So I just have that on my front door right now. But this would be really fun in the middle of a wreath if you like to make wreaths. All right, I'm gonna put any extra right back in my jar. We save it all. Nothing wrong with it. It didn't take a lot. And as you can see, everything is covered. So we're gonna do our fun part, the peel and reveal. I'll take my placement tape off at the same time. And then we have this fun little design. Isn't that neat? How cool is that? How fun is that? So now I'm gonna find a ribbon and a, now that is wet chalk. Let me back up for a second. That's wet chalk. It will dry hard to the touch in about 5 minutes or less. And then it'll be on there permanent. I don't have to worry about it. If I need to wipe it, I can wipe it. I don't have to, I mean, you're not going to clean this, you know, wherever you put it. You might dust it and it would be fine to be dusted, but you're not going to clean it. Look, that looks exactly like the color of pumpkin pie, doesn't it? Anyway, I think that's really fun, but you could do these in lots of different colors. If you didn't want to do it all in one color, you could choose different autumn, fall colors for all the different, for, you know, some of the different elements like pumpkin pie and fall and whatever you wanted to do. I just think that's it's a fun idea. I am going to zhuzh it up a little bit more by, I'm going to find a napkin and Mod Podge on the back. And I'm going to find a ribbon that will be like a fallish ribbon that will also kind of coordinate with it. And I may, just to add a little bit of interest, I'll probably get one of my paint pens and go around the sides here with just some little maybe squiggles and dots and stuff like that. So anyway, that's my project idea. I hope you like that. And maybe you'll give something like this a try. As always, until I see you next time, be safe, be healthy, be blessed. And as always, be so inspired, my friends.